In his veins flows the blood of nobility, a dominant lion who chose his own glory and path in life, different from his ancestors. He learned to be the great leader, preserving his safety as much as possible, with his great courage and immense strength. Armed with determination that made him forget his past losses and the cowardice that once filled his heart, he gained an enormous morale boost that granted him the responsibility of protecting his pride with unmatched ferocity and vigor. So, let us embark today to discover the true story of Prince Othawa, highly beloved and widely famous in the wilds of South Africa, particularly in the Sabi Sand Reserve, filled with all kinds of fierce coalitions and dangers, led by hungry hyenas that fear nothing. With his strong lineage extending from the legendary Majingilane coalition, the destiny of Prince Othawa was greatness and immortality in the pages of the history of the strongest lions. He faced many hardships at an early age, from the disappearance of his mother and brother to the death of his father, which forced the prince to learn many harsh lessons of the wild that enabled him to become strong and resilient in facing dangers. As is the case in the African wilderness, there are many strategic points where local guides, biologists, and rangers monitor the animals of the region from the day they are born until their last day of life. They record their physiological, social, and health changes without interfering with the natural flow of wildlife, which is often harsh. Thus, the young Prince Othawa was discovered in February 2015 after careful observation of this remarkable cub, due to his strong origins descending from one of the powerful leaders of the Majingilane coalition. Although the Majingilane lionesses had many cubs, Othawa quickly stood out thanks to his strong build, which foretold to everyone that this cub would play an important and significant role in the reserve in the coming years. His exceptional qualities appeared in his strong encounters with his peers, like his fathers, who had not feared challenges in their youth. Coupled with intelligence and wisdom, Othawa avoided direct confrontations with stronger lions. He managed to preserve his majestic appearance and stunning aura without any scars worth mentioning, while most warrior lions bear deep injuries that mark their bodies as reminders of the conflicts, endurance, and blows suffered in defense of their territories, conquest of new lands, or even mating with females. Thus, Othawa became one of the most handsome young lions in the reserve, strong with his loud roar and unique presence, which earned him the admiration of the lionesses who would go hunting in an attempt to please him by offering him the best cuts of prey. This confirmed to photographers that this prince would soon take on the role of dominant lion of the pride. Nevertheless, life for lions in the wild is not easy even for the mightiest kings of the jungle due to the constant dangers, especially in areas abundant with prey and water, where competition for food is inevitable and even the fiercest and largest lions may face death. For Othawa, everything unfolded naturally. The lionesses admired him, took him hunting, and enhanced his skills and strength that the pride would need once the prince became king capable of defending his pride. Thanks to his sharp wit, he quickly learned the tactics of hunting, chasing, and fighting before mating with the lionesses and siring many cubs. Up to that time, there had been no confrontation that proved the resilience of this young lion. It was only a matter of time before he faced his first true test. Indeed, the moment came when Othawa noticed two nomadic males approaching his territory's borders. Everyone thought the prince would prove his courage by defending his pride and driving away the intruders. But the shocking surprise was that he fled with his pride, relocating them instead of fighting. Perhaps he did not feel strong enough to face two lions alone, so he chose to withdraw and prepare himself better for future battles. For this reason, Othawa took it upon himself to go hunting daily to train his body and jaws through intense chases, ambushes, and tearing the flesh of various prey. Yet misfortune seemed destined to follow this young lion. Once again, the opportunity for confrontation came when a coalition of 6 strong males reached his doorstep. Under the eyes of observers who had placed their hopes in the prince, everything went out of control. At first, Othawa appeared ready to challenge them, but at the last moment he retreated again, fleeing instead of sacrificing his life for his pride and boosting his status. From a distance, Othawa witnessed the killing of his cubs, the takeover of the lionesses, and the submission of his brothers to the powerful coalition, except for one who fought and was injured in his leg. That brother tried to flee toward the prince, but the hyenas intercepted him, tearing his body apart as Othawa stood and watched from afar, unable to help. Othawa failed miserably to prove himself before his pride. After withdrawing, he climbed to the upper parts of the reserve where the terrain was higher and hid there for 6 months, drowning in shame and defeat after disappointing everyone who had expected him to become the awaited king. His hunting skills and his strong struggles against prey were not enough to make him a role model. He needed to redeem himself somehow, to prepare for the awaited battle, and to prove he deserved to be the ruler of his pride and territory. So, after descending again from the highlands, he faced for the first time a strong, dominant lion in a real fight that astonished all who watched. He defeated the powerful lion. After dethroning and ousting the previous lion, Othawa took control of the Manini pride and became their leader. The lionesses, captivated by his beauty and muscular build, submitted to him without resistance and decided to mate with him, even though many of them already had cubs. After that battle, Othawa proved to himself that he could overcome fear. Yet the pain of losing his offspring and pride before his eyes haunted him. This may have been the reason he did not kill the cubs of the dethroned lion. On the contrary, he preserved them, adopted them, and taught them how to hunt and protect the pride. He transformed his past failure into motivation and success by raising a new generation to behave as true kings. The patience of this new king toward the lionesses, whom he had to care for along with their cubs, enhanced his importance to the pride and made everyone loyal to him. Soon after, Othawa challenged a nomadic lion and defeated him easily, chasing him far from his territory. This victory made him prouder, especially since the battle took place in front of his pride, as if he was telling them, "Whether these are my cubs or not, I will sacrifice my life for them if necessary." The king enjoyed his reign, and peaceful days surrounded the strong and brave Othawa, with the lionesses and cubs relying on his presence for survival. Yet, as expected, circumstances always change, and the fateful day would come when the king would face his greatest challenge. Peace did not last long. In early 2021, 2 Birmingham lions set a well-planned ambush for Othawa. The king was surprised and received bites and heavy blows during the bloody battle with the 2 fierce males. The injuries he suffered from this treacherous attack weakened his ability to fight. He could not resist much longer and was forced to surrender after receiving fatal blows that exhausted him. He was on the verge of death, suffering immense pain, which led the rangers to intervene to relieve his agony and end his life. After the death of Othawa, the prince who became a king, many mourned his loss and eulogized him on social media, especially since he was in the prime of his youth and had enough time ahead to strengthen his position and become even more powerful and dominant. His departure was painful after he had managed, even if only for a short while, to restore his royal stature and reclaim some of the lost honor, immortalizing his story in the hearts and minds of people around the world as one of the strong lions that could have built their own glory and spread their royal bloodline throughout the reserve.